I'm going to put my guitar down. All right, my name's Kim Menster, and I'm here from Cordova, Alaska. I've been fishing on the Copper River Flats for 20 years. And I'd like to first thank our sound man, Jeff, and John Broderick for inviting me. And I'd also like to tell you that I'm really loud, and I like you to be loud. So we're going to start off tonight with a sea shanty. And the idea behind a sea shanty is it's a drinking song, which I like. And it's kind of like the history of Fisher poets. You know, we started off with sea shanties. So I tried to write a sea shanty at Fisher Poets in Cordova about the Exxon Valdez spill, as you can imagine, might be appropriate. But I didn't get to Cordova till 1993, so that's not my history. And so I wrote a sea shanty about the first boat I worked on. And the idea is that we all sing it together. So, and the only thing I think I have to explain to you about this sea shanty is that a fid is a really long needle about this long that you use for splicing lines. So in this sea shanty, I'm going to come back to the chorus a bunch of times after every verse. And it's a pretty simple song. And every last line of the chorus and the verse is repeated. And if you yell that back at me, I will have breath to start the next chorus or verse. So whatever I end with, you guys yell back at me. So, and this is a story about the first boat I seined on. And I promised Jeff I won't move so far back. I was getting a breath. So, the Gemini was a jolly old boat. It was laughter and songs that kept her afloat. Even now you can hear us quote, I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. The captain, Mike, was made of sturdy stock. He'd set and we'd haul and we'd fish around the clock. The end of the season we mended on the dock, 'cause he set our clean out set on a goddamn rock. The Gemini was a jolly old boat. It was laughter and songs that kept us afloat. Even now you can hear us quote, I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. Now skiff man Sam we all liked just fine. He'd spend all day a-towing on our line. But when in town you could hear us whine, why can't O'Toole ever be on time? The Gemini was a jolly old boat. It was laughter and songs that kept us afloat. Even now you can hear us quote, I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. Now Pete stacked leads, he was strong as an ox. He'd drink a runna, then he'd talk, and he'd talk, and he'd talk. I told him I listened to just half of what you say, and he said that's better than my wife anyway. The Gemini was a jolly old boat. It was laughter and songs that kept us afloat. Even now you can hear us quote, I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. Young McKenna was our cabin boy. Salmon guts were his favorite toy. At the end of the day, he'd yell at us to plunge, and I'd say, get down here, son, and I'll cut out your tongue. I fed the boys and I stacked the corks. It was so much fun, it never felt like work. When the fleet said, boys, it's time to pull your nets, my strike burgers were the best. The Gemini was a jolly old boat. It was laughter and songs that kept us afloat. Even now you can hear us quote, I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. I would sit on a fid for the good of the boat. Arr! All right. I've got the guitar. So I didn't grow up playing guitar. We were laughing this week. I was staying with my friend up in Sisters, and it was a couple of days ago, and she was taking a shower, and she said, Kim, do you know you can't really sing? And I was like, well, I probably should have taken that into account. But I decided to ignore her. And so I started playing guitar probably about 5 or 6 years ago, and the way that it started was I was at a Cordova District Fishermen United fundraiser, and one of the auction items in the silent auction was 3 hours of Mike Mickelson. I don't know how many of you guys know Mike, but so I was like, well, 3 hours with Mike is worth a lot. So I bid up on that, and I won it, and I called my friend Tracy, and I said, Tracy, I just won Mike Mickelson for 3 hours. And she looked at me, and she said, what are you going to do with them? And I said, well, I'm willing to share. So we started playing guitar about 6 years ago. And for Mike's 30th birthday, I wrote this song. And when I first started playing guitar, I used a lot of existing songs. And I repeat my choruses a lot so you can join in if you feel like it. Oh. Oops, there goes my tuner. Oh, it's fishing time again, you're gonna leave us. I can see that far away look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's fishing time. Well, we helped you build your cabin last winter, 'cause you can't live with your mother anymore. Now our shoulders may never recover, since we schlepped about 1,000 pounds or more. Oh, it's fishing time again, you're gonna leave us. I can see that faraway look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's fishing time. Now you say you like your right hand better, and you really love your kinky porn. And you're sure as your cock comes up tomorrow, fishing time will start when you walk out the door. Oh, it's fishing time again, you're gonna leave us. I can see that faraway look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's fishing time. When you took us to the dump last Sunday morning, I could tell you were a true romantic boy. And you pulled that splice cork from the pile. You were like a child with a brand new toy. Oh, it's fishing time again, you're gonna leave us. I can see that faraway look in your eyes. I can tell by the way you hold me, darling, that it won't be long before it's fishing time. No, it won't be long before it's fishing time. How are we doing on time? All right, so when I said I was coming here, I was going to do 4 songs, and I'm doing pretty much the same set I did at Fisher Poets in Cordova this spring. And this next song I kind of call my stadium anthem, and I usually have a band that does it with me. And so this is like stadium anthem unplugged. And people said that you guys wouldn't get it because there was too many things to explain. So if you have any questions, but I don't know if you guys know what a hot lap is. This song is written kind of like as someone who lives in Cordova, and we work on our boat and our gear all winter. And then there's the people that are like, I can show up 48 hours before the first opener, and I can have everything ready. And the first thing they do every year is they dump their boat in the water and they go for a hot lap, which is when you kind of just get your boat up to heat and you go out and you speed out and you come back. And I live on the water, so they're all doing it right in front of my house. And my niece looked at me, she was staying with me one year, and she looked at me and she goes, what are those boats doing? And I said, well, they're doing their hot laps. So, Okay. Some people in Cordova say shorebirds bring the spring, but those little brown birds don't mean a goddamn thing. I can always tell when spring is in the air, 'cause there's little gill netters doing hot laps everywhere. Hot laps in my neighborhood. Hot laps 'cause it feels so good. I can always tell when spring is in the air, 'cause there's little gill netters doing hot laps everywhere. In winter our boats are out of sight and out. In winter our boats are out of sight and out of mind. They're sitting on a beach somewhere having a good time. When we get back to town we like to launch them right away. Then it's off to do a hot lap pulling shitties all the way. Hot laps in my neighborhood. Hot laps 'cause it feels so good. I can always tell when spring is in the air, 'cause there's little gill netters doing hot laps everywhere. Redden, Napa, Siemens, Ace. I'm hitting every store in this goddamn place. I get back to the boat, I lay out what I bought, then it's back to the beginning for the shit I forgot. Hot laps in my neighborhood. Hot laps 'cause it feels so good. I can always tell when spring is in the air, 'cause there's little gill netters doing hot laps everywhere. There's so many gill netters doing hot laps everywhere. Hot laps. Awesome. Hey, you guys are supposed to be loud up there. I warned you. Are you being loud? Okay. So I think I have time for one more song. And this last song that I'm going to do is kind of about a lot of things that women have probably faced a lot. That sometimes when people want to tell you you do a good job, they say, "Oh man, you do that just like a man." And you know enough men that you're like. So this song is about that face. I don't really want to do it like a man. Yes. Wow, I don't even know what to say. I'm speechless. Sometimes I wish I was useless and pretty, eating skinned grapes by the sea. My soft little hands being held by a man that was pretty as me. Instead I go out and I fish on the ocean, in a place where the sound meets the sea. Pulling nets like a man with my chapped swollen hands, but maybe a man pulls like me. Sometimes I wish I was useless and pretty, eating skinned grapes by the sea. My soft little hands being held by a man that was pretty as me. In winter I love them cold snowy mountains, I ski the peaks to the sea. Sometimes I've been told that I ski like a man, but maybe a man skis like me. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Now I don't hold with knights on white horses, shown up to rescue me. Just give me a man who works with his hands, one that'll work next to me. Sometimes I wish I was useless and pretty, eating skinned grapes by the sea. My soft little hands being held by a man that was pretty as me. Just imagine how pretty we'd be. Thank you very much.